Hello, my name is Air Angel. Welcome to the Air Show, aka the Vroom Vroom Broadcast unofficial title. Today we are playing Kirby's Adventure, any percent no abilities for a marathon submission. So of course this is Kirby, whom of which we know and love. And this is a platform game developed by HAL Laboratories and published by Nintendo back in 1993. I believe it's the second game in the Kirby series after Kirby's Dream Land that came out on the Game Boy. And this is also the first Kirby game to have the copy ability. So to inhale enemies and to... Oh, go down there. And to take their powers, but obviously that's not what we're going to be doing today since there's no abilities. So with no abilities, basically the biggest key to trying to go fast is try to run everywhere. In order to do that, you just press twice in rapid succession, left or right on your D-pad. And also trying to use the downhill slopes in the levels. And pretty much jumping over enemies and trying to be as pacifist as you can, pretty much. So right here, I'm going to double inhale enemies. By doing that, you make your exhale power, I guess, more powerful and more impactful. So I try to do that more often than not. Especially with the mini bosses like that, it's a lot easier. So basically, the story behind this is Kirby's traveling across Dreamland to repair a star rod after King Dedede breaks it apart and sends it across this land to like his minions, and everyone's unable to dream anymore for some reason, or because of it. So we're trying to... Oh, please get through the door. So we're trying to basically repair the star rod and figure out what's going on. But yeah, in the beginning we think King Dedede is evil. But we'll figure out later on what the truth is. So right there what I did is I did a soft reset for anyone that is playing this casually or learning how to play this in general. That's a good thing to note because you don't lose your place if you soft reset after like the level bonus blacks out. And you could do it on the main screen as well, in the main level screen, but you can do it as soon as the level blacks out completely. This helps with not dying, which is also very good in speedrunning, is to not die. Pro tip. I love the little jumping noise he makes. It's so cute. I've probably played thousands of hours of Kirby games by now. You know what, I'm just gonna grab this. I usually don't grab this, but I'm gonna play a safe strat. So here on the screen you see it's pretty laggy. Kirby's Adventure definitely pushed the bounds of the NES in my opinion. There wasn't really a game like it, I don't think, at the time. But you could definitely see, or NES and Famicom I should say, but you definitely see it pushes the bounds of its capabilities. So right here we're gonna try to do a manipulation for the final boss and see if I can get a good pattern. Though I didn't get the pattern I usually get, which is fine. We should be okay. So basically, for quick kills, you want to try to inhale as many drops as possible. And any percent, you basically just use the tornado over and over, and it's a very, very quick kill in multiple instances with that. And if you haven't played a Kirby game, and you didn't know this, if you inhale 2 enemies at once, you create sort of a cocktail of sorts, and Kirby turns into a little bartender and he's like really cute. But then it basically shuffles the enemies and you can pick which one you'd want, but it goes really fast, so you have to be really quick about it. Yeah, this category is pretty much trying to be as pacifist as you can. Try to run as fast as you can, jump over enemies, and if you have to inhale anything during mini-boss battles, you want to inhale at least 2 enemies. Or drops. Because that will be faster. So we're gonna do a little trick. It's not overly complicated, but it's difficult when you're first starting out. We basically just slide, turn around, and inhale 2 enemies at once for this mini-boss. Alright, we got it. And there's our little bartender Kirby, he's so cute. I waited a little bit there because with my luck I probably would have missed when the wheel jumped. Which isn't ideal, but that's it. Especially, okay, so with the enemies, the electrocuting ones, the fireball, and the ice blowing ones are probably the most laggy. Like, they lag the screen pretty bad, so I usually try to inhale those. Just so they stop. Water levels, good old water levels. Come up here. Come on. Okay, not great. Might die here, but it's okay. This is our first Meta Knight battle. Basically just take these little guys and shoot them back at each other. Well, it's okay, we're gonna keep going. You never know what happens in marathons, so... No reset, let's get it. And the guys with little tritons are like the worst ones, so I usually try to get rid of them first, if I can. Because those tritons have little electrocuting abilities and it takes forever for Kirby to come back. These little electrocuted fried Kirbs, which isn't great. But luckily this game is pretty generous with the lives as well as like respawning, because we respawned like right outside the door there, which is nice. A lot of NES games are just like, oh, well, gotta try the whole level again. Oh, getting booped. Okay. I think I'm gonna get this pickup. Oh, see, that's what I was talking about with the electrocuting. It's not great. Though when the eyes get that big, it's pretty crazy. I'm gonna try this for this boss. So I inhaled a little bit too early there, and I also wasn't in the great position, but I can now show you the double pickup for this clock. Like that. I mean, that might have been a triple pickup. But that's the quick kill for that particular mini-boss, and we see the clock a couple times, so it's good to be consistent at it. I'm still learning how to be more consistent at it, but that was a good first try. First try hype. Oh, door boss. And I didn't mean to press A. That's fine. So on the NES controller, you obviously have the A and B inputs in the D-pad. When you want to inhale and inflate Kirby, or I should say, if you want to inflate Kirby, you have to press up, and you also press up while going through doors, so if you're not within the range of the door, you just float, which isn't great. That's why I always say it's a door boss, because like stair boss in Castlevania, it's the door boss here. I always get asked this question, so I am playing this on an AVS, which is a NES and Famicom console, which makes the red, blue, green more vibrant. So that's, if you were wondering if this is emulator or not, this is not. This is being played on a Famicom cart using an AVS to make it look real pretty. Do I want that? No. We're gonna jump right through the door. Yay! These are my favorite jumps. Or one of my favorite jumps, I should say. Alright, so we're going to the second boss. Final boss of level 2. The little painter. So you pretty much just inhale these drops and just throw them right back at them. A little tedious, but it's an easy boss, so that's always nice. Sometimes this boss will jump up on a different level before you can get the pickup, which is kind of annoying because you can't really jump that high when you have something in your mouth. This boss looks pretty tame, so that was pretty nice. On the butter building for level 3! Oh, that was unnecessary, but oh well. And you can slide tackle by just holding down at an angle and pressing that button. Alright, got that 2 out of 2, so that's kind of nice. Love his little animation when you float up, it's just so cute. Kirby's adorable. He jump! And with the doors, you don't have to be completely in the middle of the door either to enter them. You just need to sort of be in and around the door. Which helps with certain jumps, and in the main level, like I did there, I just loaded up. Didn't really have to be on any solid ground or anything. A lot of times it's faster to just jump instead of float all the way up. In some instances, depending on how bad the lag is in the room. There's gonna be a part of the game that's like a boss rush almost in level 7. That it's better to float because there's no enemies around to get to the next boss. Oh, we made it. So if you're not quick enough through that door, those little penguin things freeze you and it's not great. Okay, didn't do this pattern right, but it's okay. And I killed the second bug. Oh well. Keep going! Can we get it this time? Oh, I forgot. It's 2 cycles. So I think it's 2 or 3 cycles where he flies twice. Dang it! And then he only flies once. So I think this is the last cycle he flies twice, and then if we don't get it this time, he only flies once with the drops and stuff. But we got it this time, so it's fine. So the rotating buildings, you basically just run to go faster. You can walk and it still rotates, I think, but this level is really nice because if you know where you're going, it's relatively short for this sub-level, I should say. Hop, skip, and a jump. That's it. And if you haven't played a Kirby game before, if you push A there, and you get all the way to the top, you get extra bonus health and stuff like that, and extra points. And if you wanted to 100% the game, there are other, like, mini-games and, enemy pickups that you can inhale for certain levels. So you can make this as long or as short of a game as you want, really, depending on how fast you want to play it. Another Meta Knight battle. Go through the door! And here, you just float up. If you see the little wind streaks, you just hold up to float and the wind takes you away. I'm gonna pick this up. Little invincibility. You're allowed to pick up invincibility things. This is not really considered an ability. And the only time we really have some sort of a weapon is in the level 6 boss fight against Meta Knight. You have to use a sword that they provide for you. But you lose the sword immediately after. With this mini boss, don't be shy. You can get really close to the hammer there, and not get hit. Through the door. We see that mini boss quite often. And these little bombs that are kind of teetering and about to fall, if you are within... Pretty much if you're on the same screen as them, you get hit, and it takes forever to recover from it, so I usually just inhale them. Or you could also just run into them as well, and they'll just... Obviously you'll get hurt by it, but at least they won't detonate. So, I mean, you get hit, but you save some time. You don't have time to inhale it for whatever reason. me today, sword? Yep. But I like ran into you. This is a little dark room. Those little ghosty angel looking things would be the power up to light up rooms, but obviously we're not using that today. I'm gonna inhale one of these so I can control my jump. Control my jump, I said? Oh well. We got through it. And I'm probably gonna reset before the boss of this level just so we have full health just in case. That was actually a really close reset. So if you stand at this particular location, you can inhale all the stars that fall down. If you're quick enough. Alright, I wasn't quick enough for that last star, but it's okay. Usually you can pick up that last star on the left and then use it against this moon. Oh. Not quite a good, not the best cycle I've had. Or I didn't pick it up. With the sun, what you want to do is double inhale by getting really close to it. And then stepping back a bit when you shoot, because then the sun is gonna beam down again and then you could pick up a star again and hit it. Only requires 2 shots really if you get one double pickup. Land o' grapes. Like I mentioned, like, to run you just double hit on the D-pad, but you have to continuously hit it if you jump. Every time you jump and land, you have to hit it. Oh. Also, those UFO boys, sort of crazy and kamikaze-like, and they just, like, run into you a lot, so be careful. There is a miscellaneous category called UFO only. And it's a really, really cool, awesome category because I love the UFO Kirby. But it is incredibly difficult. There's a frame-perfect trick in it that allows you to keep the UFO ability even if you get hit. But there are some parts of the level that you can't use the UFO ability. Mainly to go, I think it's up or down ladders. I think it's down. You can't go down a ladder when you have the UFO ability for some reason. So you have to lose it and then get the UFO ability again by mixing the double cocktail and then press it at the right time to get it and then do another frame perfect trick in order to keep it so every time you get hit you don't lose the ability, and it's very complicated and very difficult. So kudos to any runners out there that do the UFO only category. I don't know how I didn't get hit there, but it's fine. Water. Oh, swimming animation. Adorable. Come on. So you do have some iframes, which obviously you want to use to your advantage, especially when dealing with those spikes. Let's see if I get this quick kill. No, I didn't get the quick kill because, ow. These two guys release bombs. If they release bombs at the same time, I'm able to shoot like a double target at them. That won't be the case. That's okay. We ended up getting through the level. I did not mean to float there. Oh well. So if you drop in the cannon, nothing will happen because you didn't light it, but Kirby looks really cute when he's in the cannon. So this is a windy level. You see the gusts of wind going from left to right. basically try to use it to your advantage as much as you can. It makes going left obviously more difficult, so I'm gonna grab this. So try to get everything you want done accomplished on the way, because going back is impossible, basically. Gonna float. The propeller animation in the background is kind of cool. Oh, headbutt. This I'm just gonna not worry about any of the birds or anything. I'm just gonna try to run. So this is the part where it's more of an advantage if you inhale something and just walk around, because if you see there, when you fall, you kind of have like a bouncing animation. When you're a deflated Kirby, you basically bounce off the ground and it's a lot slower. So there's a slide pickup here that I'm not quite good at yet, but you can get a double pickup there as well, but you grab it from the ground, which makes it a little bit more difficult instead of sliding from the top. But you could always just grab one enemy and just make this a little bit easier on yourself. And if this mini-boss catches you, they roll around and throw you around. It's not great. So we're gonna slide tackle through these as much as we can. Oh, and we got hit at the very end. Oh well. So I'm actually gonna grab this and I'm gonna do a couple really fun jumps. I'm gonna inhale this guy or else I bounce up, and I'm gonna be little big Kirby, little jumps. It's so nice. Always satisfying when you can do jumps correctly. Another Meta Knight battle. One thing to note, obviously if they throw any of their weapons, they can block your attack. So avoid that. Oh. Oh, alright. When in doubt, just tank through everything. Just bulldoze through everything. So this room, oh, my timing's already off. So this room is very dangerous, especially for speedruns. So if you don't have a lot of lives, I suggest go as fast as you can, but that last part right there, I pretty much always lose one life in that room, if I time everything well. Or not one life, one health bit, but... Timing was off, but it's okay. You can slide tackle these little bombs that open up walls and stuff. Don't necessarily have to have an ability to strike it. And also, if you for some reason can't slide tackle it, all you have to do is inhale and exhale, and the exhale works as sort of like a weapon. You get a little gust of air. So use the clock. Oh, I hate it when it does that. So a lot of times it doesn't give off the music notes right away. Oh, and I missed. It's usually the second time when it rings is when the music notes come out, but that time it did it first. Oh well. 2 for 3, that's okay. Gonna inhale these guys. I'm gonna be sort of careful in this room so I don't die. Oh, that works. Door. Right, should be fine. I'm just gonna climb this. I'm gonna get hit there, but that's alright. And the main pickups for health, they look like little water bottles or medicine bottles or whatever you want to call them. They give you a couple pieces. And then tomatoes give you full health. So for this boss, for no abilities, you want to jump and float between the clouds, because if you just continuously float up, the boss is gonna hit you in the butt. Like that, but all the time. I wasn't quick enough on my jumps, so my little pattern there got a little messed up, but it's okay. It's pretty easy. For no abilities with this particular boss, there is a bit of RNG with it in terms of when the pickups and the drops happen. So you just have to be patient, which being patient as a speedrunner is obviously not great. Because you're trying to go fast, but you can't really do anything about it. And right here, you see sort of like glitches out a little bit. You somehow have iframes or something, and you don't get hit by it when that happens, which is nice. You can just jump over it. When he does double drops, I can't jump high enough when I have something in, when I inhale something, so I usually have to just let it go and pick up the second one. That was a pretty good boss fight. I didn't miss anything, so that was nice. On to level 5. Oh. Oh, I actually have to go down here. There's like a secret door that's faster than just continuing the level normally, so that's why we use this. For the fall, you see how his Kirby's head's pointed down. If you hit an enemy like this, you won't take damage, but you will bounce back up. So it's better to avoid, obviously. Oh, jeez. Avoid enemies or inhale enemies on the way down, because the boop animation backup is slower. I'm gonna grab this so I can hit the fish with it. But this is a level, it's pretty nice, you just have to know which doors you need to go to. just a hop, skip, and a jump through the doors. So here's this mini boss again. Just get as close as you want to it. And he gave us a triple pickup. Oh, get him. They gave us a triple pickup there, which is nice. Through the door. So this part we're just gonna float up and disregard anything else that's going on. Float up here. Oh, still got hit. Apparently, apples hurt you in this game. Don't know why. Like... oh, getting hit. This is a pretty tough spot to go fast in for me. It's okay. Get through it. Oh! Please don't hit me. There's gonna be a fireball down here. Yep. Oh. It's okay. It's only right at the beginning of this section, so it's alright. Damage boost, let's go! That section's not fun. So since we have full health, I'm just gonna take some damage here and just do a little fast drop. Because we could just reset after this. Like a soft reset. What? Oh well. In hit. I don't think it's super difficult to control Kirby when we're inflated like that, but trying to be precise of where you float is a little difficult. Another Meta Knight fight! Or the minions. Oh. I was on top I was on top of that thing. Come on. And it's generally faster, I think, to float up ladders. What? How? Instead of climbing up them. I'm not 100% about that. I just always float up ladders, though. Gonna go through another secret door in the waterfall. Grab a tomato. I get through that room. So this is another falling sequence. It's easier and less time consuming to just inhale the enemies on the way down. Or else again you just run into them, don't take any damage, but you have like a recoil and you just like boop back up. So this part, in a couple seconds I'm going to show you, is the only real out-of-bound trick that we do. And no abilities. I can get there. So basically there's a little hole between the level of a roof and the actual roof itself. And we basically fit in between it and go within the lines. I'm gonna try a couple times if I don't get it on my first try because I really want to show you how to do this. You could also get stuck here. So right there I just clipped out, but see I went up a little bit too high. I'll try it a couple times. Nope. Nope. Okay, yep. So basically what we did there is we skipped a whole mini boss, which is about a minute time save, which is awesome. And you could also get stuck there, in between the windows. You could also go below the ground, but it's really difficult for me to keep afloat because if you go under the ground, like off screen, you die, which isn't great. So I usually just take the forward route. Or the upward route, I should say. Pretty satisfying. It took me a little bit to learn it. Still not completely perfect at it yet, but we got it, so that's good. And again, it saves you basically a whole minute between a mini boss that is a cat. And there's no real pickups for it either. Until you fight the mini-boss, so it's not like you can grab a pickup and then go to the battle in any kind of fast manner either, so it's a little bit of a slow mini-boss. Swim, swim. The level 5 boss, this is... I hate this boss. I don't use that word a whole lot, but I genuinely do not like this boss. The mole boss kind of sucks, because it is a little bit RNG based, and it's pretty laggy. And if you go to the bottom of the screen or the side of the screen, you die. Insta-death. And with no abilities, obviously, you have to have a little bit of a ground to stand on in order to hit it. So far, so good, though, for the most part. I usually try to look backwards and inhale the bullet or whatever that is if I'm really close to it, because sometimes the inputs don't register if you do it at the same time, jump and inhale. I think it's because it's the lag, but I could be wrong. The big time save there was the first time I was really able to do that. My first time recorded. First time I've ever like recorded a run with a couple of these tricks and skips and stuff. I've done them plenty of times before offline, but finally got around to record it, so that's nice. Record it locally, I should say. I did have a run go really well, and then I didn't locally record it, so all you speedrunners out there, locally record your stuff or else you will regret it. A little bit of a laggy room. I was lucky. I was definitely in the target area for the exploding thing. Also, if you go through the door, and you had something in, like, you inhaled something, you immediately exhale before you go through the door. So, for no abilities, that's nice because you don't have to worry about getting rid of it before going through the door. You don't want to, I should say. Even though I just said it there. Orange Crush always reminds me of Keenan and Kel. I love orange soda. I do, I do, I do. Ooh. God, good television. Anybody else miss all that? There's another one of those bomb things again, so I pretty much just exhaled to get rid of it, or else it would have exploded and it would have taken forever for us to recover from the damage, and it's better than inhaling it and then exhaling it because you want to keep floating. So this room is pretty tricky. If I only have like 1 health, I usually just like take a hit because there's that little thing right there, and then if you don't inhale that UFO, there's a good chance that it might hit you. Like I said, the UFOs in this are vicious. Be careful. Oh. Kirby! Okay, well. He made it through the level. It's fine. It's fine. Just giving myself a heart attack. Get to go on this pirate ship looking thing. Oh, there's... I really can't help but laugh when I get electrocuted because Kirby's his eyes just pop. A little funny. A little unfortunate, but it's still a little funny. Hello? Alright, so that kind of stinks. We would have had a triple pickup here, but I was facing the wrong way, / somehow inside the star. Oh. Getting too adventurous. You gotta leave some room or else you won't be able to pick up the star drop. Frog? This you just basically float upwards to a portal star. I don't really know what it's called, I call it portal star. Easy to get lost on that ship, but we didn't, so that's nice. Oh, those little dogs that float or whatever, they are basically bombs. So be careful. And if you try to inhale them, they will come rush you and attack you. So it's better to get rid of them if you can, or just completely avoid them as much as possible. So this is one of the only times I'm gonna boop at the bottom, and that's because I use it to ignite that bomb, like the bomb wall, and it's really satisfying. That's probably in my top 5 satisfying things of this game, even though it's like very simple. But it's, I don't know, it's just nice. Oh, come on. No, Kirby. There's a health pickup up here I might pick up just in case because this part's a little tricky to evade enemies. There you go. There's a bomb right here that we can't really do much about. Though if you slide early enough, you completely miss it, so it can be avoided. I just wasn't quick enough. And this is also the coconut bomb drop. Gotta go fast. I'm gonna inhale some of these. I love at the end of that level they have one bomb, or it's like a coconut thing that explodes on you, like right over the door. So like if you don't go in the door right away, you just get hit. Like, sorry, we're just gonna put this right here. Come on. And if any of you have played Nightmare in Dreamland, I'm pretty sure that it's like almost the same game as this, with a couple of differences obviously with the MIDI games and the graphics, but basically the same thing. And that's what I grew up playing when I was a kid. water level and ice levels. Anybody in my channel that knows me, I do not like water or ice levels at all. They're the bane of my speedrunning career. And of course we get sniped right outside the door, but it's okay. Fireboy always either is facing the different way and doesn't really care, or just snipes you right away. It's fine. So one more little sub-level, and then we're off to the boss battle for level 6. I really like the background here, because they kind of try to make it like a Northern Lights kind of thing, which is really cool. Okay, this is the most dangerous room in the game, in my opinion. I'm just gonna float up here for safety strats, because I'd probably do the safety strats in a marathon. But yeah, you just... It's terrible. There's no real way around it. I'm gonna look up some strats a little bit later and try to figure out if I could do that room a little bit faster, but it's just... everything's hitting you left and right, and it's just terrifying. But we made it through. See if we get the quick kill here. So we got the double pickup. I'm a... well... not quite. Almost though. Give me some more ice, please. Thank you. Alright, might do some safe strats, or I might just die. I don't know. Because there is a sword. Oh, that was not very bright. It's okay. Yeah, there's a swordsman at the end of this part, I think, because there's a swordsman at the end of a couple of water scenes, which isn't great. Because, like, in order to get rid of it, obviously you have to either inhale it, or a headbutt, I guess, or exhale. Another minion fight. Okay, let's see if we can defeat this without dying. And of course not. It's alright. We're gonna keep going. We're on a pretty good pace, so might as well. We got through it. So this is the Meta Knight fight. This is the only time we have a weapon. This is a pretty straightforward, easy fight. Honestly, you could just hit him as many times as you want. Even if he hits you, it's really not that big of a deal, though I'm not doing that good of a job at this fight currently. Hello? But yeah, by the time he hits you that many times, you're pretty much fine. So these set of levels are way more difficult than probably any of the other levels, in my opinion. And a lot of them have a lot of lag. See if I could get a double pickup here, but it's fairly difficult. No, not quite. I probably needed to jump there and then pick it up. So you can technically pick up 2 enemies there and exhale, and you can blow through the star blocks that way instead. Pick this guy up because there's gonna be another one. I usually get frozen by one of these little snowmen, so I usually try to pick one up there. I'm gonna be pretty safe with my health in this level set because it's just fairly difficult. Kirby. So there's a secret door right there. You skip a couple of the mini boss battles. So this is pretty much a boss rush tower. So you've pretty much seen all of these mini bosses except for one at the very end, which we haven't seen because we did the out of bounds trick. Oh, and now you get to see. Now you get to see what that boss does. I basically just fly up, so I don't have to deal with trying to jump over the roly-poly dude. Oh, I didn't. I should just go straight up next time. Yeah, it's this lovely bug again. Try to do. Nope, didn't get it. Oh, and I missed. Not great, but it's alright. Get good, Strebber. And I hit the drop bug. Not great. Let's get it now! Yay, we did it. A little bit of a time loss there, but it's okay. So this is the mini boss we skipped with that out of bounds trick. Basically, the cat jumps, you grab the star, and you just shoot it back. Pretty easy. And also, if you use the secret door, you get this 1-up room, which is nice. If you're playing casually and you need more health and stuff. I've definitely died right there to that swordsman before. Which is why I'm usually really careful around it, because it's not great. This is the little land of the sleepy enemies. The little nighttime caps. Sleeping Kirby's cute too. Again, all of the Kirby. I think all the Kirbys are cute. This part's not great because there's these flies that try to get you, and trying to maneuver in the ice isn't great, but I'm gonna pick up this tomato. This is kind of fun. Basically just slide down and jump during the bigger gaps. Don't have to worry about anything. Lost a little momentum, but it's okay. The next few levels, I believe, are gonna throw it back to a little bit of what the Game Boy version looked like in Kirby's Dream Land. This part's a little difficult because there's just enemies everywhere. And you just go into a couple of rooms consecutively and there's different kinds of enemies and stuff. Oh, getting hit left and right. And again, a little bit of lag because there are so many, but luckily it's not too bad so far. This part, I just kind of go for it. Just go as fast as you can. Go figure. Come on. Fly, tackle. So this part, you just run. As soon as you land, just run as fast as you can, you should be fine. The last bomb, this one, you just pick up and just release it. Because again, like, if you don't run as fast as you can in that room specifically, you will pretty much get stuck in like a never-ending chain of bombs, which isn't great. There's a lot of death. So this room, depending on where the stars are facing, gravity is either enhanced or gotten rid of, pretty much. So you float like that. Oh, that's alright. So that's the fire animation, if you wanted to know. It's a little tricky because when all of the enemies are going off at once, it's a little laggy, but just gotta be careful. Kirby. Well, now you know what Kirby looks like in a cannon. Cute as ever. So this is the actual Game Boy level, or it's like a reference level, I guess. It's really nice. There's actually a part of it that's really difficult, which you will see in a few minutes. These little squid guys just like come out of nowhere. This part's not great. Oh, it's okay, we got through it. And I missed. Oh well. I'm gonna pick up that tomato because the next part is kind of difficult and safety strats. This is the difficult part because there's all these floating dogs. Well, that's what I call them. You see, if you inhale, they come at you and they show their teeth, and they're terrifying. But coming up on the last part of this level. So this is a final, we're gonna be fighting King D. There is a manipulation for this. I only know how to do pretty much the first part of it, and then the next part of it, I don't really know. So this is the first part-ish. You just pretty much go in a certain position and he will do the double drop. The manipulation's only for the Famicom version, apparently. Oh, got swallowed. Yeah, it's pretty tricky because you have to be in a very precise spot after the double pickup at the very beginning. Oh. It wasn't too bad of a fight though. Luckily we get full health for the final 2 boss stages at the Fountain of Dreams. So basically we're fighting this orb. The bad guy, it's called Nightmare, goes into like outer space. Pretty much to spread bad dreams, and you just use the Star Rod from King Dedede and try to just attack it. But apparently the whole... I'm gonna use the safety strat and just stay back here. But King Dedede actually isn't the bad guy in all this. Apparently the evil entity Nightmare that we're fighting like corrupts the Fountain of Dreams or something. And King Dedede actually stole the Star Rod like that powers the fountain and gives the pieces like to his friends in an effort to like stop the Nightmare. So we're off to the final stage of the boss, which is a little vampire looking dude. It's really not difficult if you know the timing of it. But it should be fun. There's basically only... well, you're only probably gonna see 3 different attacks or attack styles in this if we do this correctly. And you can only really hit him once each time. So when he releases his tornado looking body, that's when you can hit him. He's a little bit too far up there, so I'm not gonna be able to hit him there, but it's okay. Missed him there, that's alright. And the little stars that he just ignited will hurt you, so don't touch those. I think it's either 1 or 2 more hits and we're gonna be coming up on time as soon as he gets hit. Oh, I forgot it's over here. And that's time. Yeah, so that is basically Kirby's Adventure. I hope you enjoyed this video. And if anybody out there wants to learn any % no abilities, you can talk to anybody in the Kirby community about joining the Discord, or if you go on speedrun.com under this game, it should have the Discord link there. It has the Kirby's Adventure channel. A lot of people are willing to help, so just reach out to the community if you'd like to join. Or any other categories, really. Other categories are really cool as well. They're 100%, any %, UFO. There's a bunch of other ones. No major glitches. Yeah, but anyways, so again, this has been Air Angel. And thank you so much for your time today. Wherever you are in the world, I hope you have a great day, night, afternoon, happy time zone. And I am just gonna let this play out if you want to listen to some Kirby tunes. Otherwise, that's all for me. Thanks again.